So wait, now do you guys
She is
masturbate to like
fucking
real
gorgeous.
people or like famous people?
Uh,
You give me a yearbook, a laptop,
Whoa.
Facebook.
Whoa. Bed. Love.
bed, love,
Beyond.
Beyond.
Bed love beyond. Bed love beyond. Welcome to Bed Love Beyond, the podcast for the hopeful and the hater in us, to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you who are also in limbo with love.
like us.
That was whack. Thank you for listening to us on Podbeam, iTunes, Backcast, Stitcher, and
Google Play Music.
I am your host, Jennifer.
And I am Martini. Please rate, review, like, and subscribe to us on any of the devices that you listen to.
My phone died.
Oh, okay. Awesome. And today is a very special episode. Today is episode 69.
69, man.
Yes, and today's title is What a Jerk, a mass debate among friends.
I fucking love it. I don't think I've ever loved a title more in my life.
Thank you.
Martini.
I tried very hard for that. And yes, and since our other guest is laughing hysterically, I've done a good job. So, of course, back in episode 51, we had a guest, Joseph from Poly Games. He's here, and he requested this show back in December.
6-7 months ago.
Yeah. So I, ask and you shall receive.
We're those kind of people.
Yes. So I'm glad that you're here, and we also have a first time here. So please, Joseph, would you want to introduce the guest?
Yeah, I'll pop her cherry. She's my good friend. She's simple-minded. Please don't make fun of her too much. Amy, how you doing, Amy?
What's up, Amy?
Hey.
I'm glad to have another female here.
Exactly.
'Cause I have a feeling that this is just going to get out of fucking control.
Yeah, no, and trust me, you're going to regret those words.
I already
All right.
do.
So if you haven't figured out what the topic is, we're going to be talking about masturbation pretty much. And also, along with Joseph's suggestions, I tailored this episode from an episode from a podcast that I listened to called Guys We Fucked, which actually would be a very good podcast that you should listen to. It's really good.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of guys I would fuck out there.
Well, no, it's like it's two writers for like one of them's like from Conan and the other one's like
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
one's from Conan and one's another comedy writer. And
well,
they
they're
talk
both
about-
comedians.
Yeah, they talk about who they fucked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even better.
That's not the entire show. I mean, but they have brought on their people that they've fucked before and stuff like that. But they usually they talk
Do
about
they
like
rate
sex.
them?
I was
No.
just thinking that.
They do
You were a solid 7. You gave it all.
they do like sex positive stuff and
Yeah.
pretty much what do they call it? It's called Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast. So that's what they do.
Good.
So they're very sex positive, and they're like, "Yo, okay, I like sucking dick. What?" So like try to like I guess like normalize it because people are like thinking that stuff coming from women is very taboo. Like, oh, you shouldn't do that, blah blah blah.
I hate
but
slut shamers.
yeah, so
I hate them.
yeah. So
Joe.
What the fuck?
Totally kidding.
I'm very pro slut.
I'll get onto the stripper topic.
Whatever, I'm very pro stripper as well. You'll find out.
So yeah, so they had a bonus episode recently, and it was called "Can You Masturbate Too Much?" And it was with Dr. Chris Donahue, and he's a doctor of clinical sexology and human sexuality, and he's also a co-host.
I had the wrong major in college.
Yeah,
I
he
should
was
studied that too.
he was a co-host of Loveline with Amber Rose. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I love her.
So,
I
yeah.
do.
So we're gonna be talking about that, and just everybody's on the same page. Masturbation is, of course, the sexual simulation of one's own genitals for sexual arousal or other sexual pleasure, usually to the point of orgasm.
I'm a therapist for little kids, and when those little kids reach that point in life, it's really creepy.
Really?
Like
How young do they
like 10, like when they're like 10 or 11, that's when they start to like
shit.
realize where their penis is, and like I work with some kids who are on the autism spectrum, so like they'll sit there and kind of just like push on it, and like I know I'm supposed to be professional, but sometimes I'm like, what do you say?
Wait, girls or boys?
Boys.
Okay.
Girls, not so much. I mean, boys like are like, hey, there's a hand here. I'm gonna play with it, and then they play with it. And like, oh my god. But like, I mean, even like my 11-year-old godson, we like went out to celebrate his graduation the other day, and he like fucking freaked me out, dude. Like, he took the spoon, because I gave him my mashed potatoes, and he took the spoon and he like did something like erotic with it, and I was like, I'm ignoring that. And
what did he do? He pretend like it was a vagina?
No, and
how do you do it?
He like put it in his mouth like it was
Like a dick?
a dick, because this is what he saw on TV.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, I'm
That's
ignoring
sign
it.
number
And he
one.
goes, he totally likes chicks, but he was just like, he goes, I know. I go, you know what? Like, where the fuck is this conversation
Yeah.
going?
I know how to do
And
it.
he's like, starts with P, ends with ORN. I was like, what? I was like,
Actually, it ends with N. But
no, N. He said N. And I was
no, but it was like, but he's like, he starts with P, but ends with ORN. Like, you just spelled the whole word.
and I was like devastated. I was like, I don't want to hear this.
Wow.
And he's like, all I saw were boobies, and I was like, nice.
Wow.
I was like, I don't want to hear this.
So that's crazy, because he's already like, because some boys are just like, I don't know what I just saw.
But that's the onset.
But
of,
him is like,
of
oh, no,
young
I want
boys,
that.
like, and maybe you don't remember, and you
Oh,
don't
no,
remember.
I remember, actually.
Oh, he's like, I remember. He's like,
It
like-
came to me.
I bet.
Someone
But-
was coming, all right.
Right. But that's the onset for young boys. I don't know if it's the same for girls. I don't think girls like ever touch themselves as little. I don't know. I didn't as a little girl and said, "Oh, that feels nice." Like,
Right.
I don't think you're like stimulated the same way as boys are.
As real talk, real embarrassing too, so I'll just let it out.
No, go right ahead. No.
For future employers, right? I think when I was 9, I didn't have like one visible girlfriend. I think I had like 2.
Visible
So-
or invisible?
Invisible. Like,
Okay.
like pretend. So I was a player as a kid in my head, at least.
Oh, man, if only
I had
you
like
knew.
the whole cast
Fucking
of Star
3.
Wars, so like
Oh, no,
me
I
and Han Solo were like BFFs.
I would lie. That's all I got.
All right, let's not get into that. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're going to start breaking down and
I
crying.
know. Okay. Oh, that was it.
That's
Oh, okay.
So I'm sorry, I like totally interrupted your intro.
Oh,
So.
no. Go ahead. No,
No, that was it. So I'm
no,
just
that-
saying, from the social work standpoint, the onset is usually like 10 or 11 for young boys. I'm not really sure for young girls. I haven't seen it, and I don't remember it personally. But you know, I think I was like 24
Was your first jerk?
No.
when I bought my first like toy.
Oh, okay.
I was really like, I'm still kind of like very sheltered when it comes to sexuality. Like, not, I know I'm straight, but like when it comes to like stuff like that, I'm not as outside of the box as I'd like to be in my head.
Right.
In my head, I'm like, yo! In like real life, I'm like,
And here walks Amy.
So what you're saying is you're not very you're just not open to like, well, not.
I'm open to it, but like I feel like I have to be like 1,000% comfortable with somebody.
Yeah.
And like I think there was like a point in time where I was like single for a long time, and I have like this one friend who's still like my great friend, and like she would like tell me like how she'd like break her toys on herself because she would just like go at it, and I was just like,
Jesus fucking
and,
Christ.
and I'm just like, and she had like toys up, like she had everything, like handcuffs and like all crazy stuff, and
Like, that reminds me of that one anime. I think it was like Akira. What is she doing with like her vagina's like a monster of some sort? It just enters and just snaps it. It's like
Are you watching
another,
hentai?
another tribute. No,
it's like teeth. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because I don't remember that in Akira, but okay.
whatever it was
Right.
like, no, this isn't an anime podcast. Continue.
Oh, boy.
So yeah, I think I was like 24, and then like one of my friends was like, "Oh, let's have a sex party," and I had a sex party, and the only guys there were like my roommate and then my one boy, and like they loved it, and like I don't know, we put.
It sounds like a sausage.
It wasn't like
party.
a sex. No, it's like a sex toy party. It's really supposed to be just for
Okay,
girls.
I was thinking an orgy.
No. Like, yeah, I was really young and virginal, so I had an orgy.
I was about to say.
No. I had like a sex toy party, like where some lady comes and shows us like all the toys,
Right.
shows the guys the fleshlight. And
I was
like-
almost going to get involved in something like that. Like, I was
There's-
going to sell toys and stuff like that with actually his sister-in-law, and that just never happened.
Some girl just hit me up on Facebook and she was like, "Oh, are you ever interested in having a party?" And I was like, oh, maybe we should totally do that on the podcast. I should ask her.
Have a live
She wants to be on the
party
she wants to be on the podcast.
Who wants to be on the podcast?
I should ask her. This girl like hit me up on Facebook randomly.
Oh.
And she was like, oh, do you want to have a sex party? Like a sex toy party.
Yeah.
I might, but I should ask her if she wants to be on the podcast.
No, definitely. Yeah. Well, that's a topic we can talk about, like the toys and all that stuff.
I want to be there.
But so then I bought like my first like toy, and then I was like, oh, and then like once I realized how the toy worked, I was like, holy shit.
Now, as a man asking a woman here, okay, about dildos, all right?
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to go get mine?
No. Why would you want a normal penis if you got this one that's like pretty much a robot? Like it vibrates.
I ask myself that every day.
It doesn't talk back.
That is true.
It doesn't annoy you. You know, you want it when you get it. Why would you want?
Because at a certain age, Joseph, it becomes about more than just the intimacy part, and it becomes about a connection.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I'm just.
It doesn't keep you warm at night. It doesn't rub your butt to go to sleep.
But what if? Stupid.
I see like the human dolls are becoming like a big thing.
Those
bitches
are
fucking freaky,
Yeah.
right?
They are
Those
fucking
bitches are
frightening.
creepy.
Yeah.
Body pillows.
I mean, I have a body pillow, but it ain't the same.
No, there's some like.
I throw my leg over it and it just sinks. I'm like,
No, I get like those are normal, but like I saw a meme of like one where it's like an anime character on a pillow, and like he's waiting on a train, and there's an old man next to him, and the old man just goes, "I fought a war for you."
Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
so Martini, how old were you when you first like?
We just getting right into it.
I don't know. Are we or not? I mean,
I had a whole structure to the show, but
okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go with your structure. We'll get to it.
No, because we're definitely getting to that.
Okay.
We're definitely getting to that. But what I was talking about before, where masturbation is seen as taboo. So I was seeing this article, and it was from Medical Daily, and it says masturbation is about as taboo as a topic can get. Men may discuss the topic in a joking manner, and ladies may whisper about it among each other after a few glasses of wine. But in actuality, serious conversations on the subject are few and far in between. Taking the shame out of masturbation is the first step to fully understanding the equally unique and healthy human activity. And there was another article from dailycal.org saying that masturbation many times is frowned upon more than sex itself is. But how does this make sense? Since masturbation is typically a solo act, why are more people hesitant to discuss masturbation before sex? Although I'm totally comfortable talking about sex, masturbation time is still not something I declare. I find it interesting that if me or my roommate were to have a partner over, being sexiled would be acceptable, but we definitely don't ask each other to have personal masturbation time. Why is asking for privacy to have sex easier to communicate than asking for privacy to do a little self-exploring? So what I want to ask, like everybody here at the round table, why does masturbation get frowned upon? Do you think it's a sin? What can we do to take away the stigma?
I don't think it's a sin.
I think I'll throw.
How do you think those priests get through?
Not just a couple of Harrys. I think it's shameful because you don't have a mate. You know what I mean? You're not having that someone, so you're like, oh, it's just by yourself.
Right.
And that society-wise, he goes, oh, he's like a lonely dude.
Right.
You know?
Well, from how I take it, and please, girls, like, tell me if I'm wrong or anything like that, but I feel, going on what you're saying, I think with guys, I feel that it's like, yeah, you'll get made fun of because, oh man, this guy, he can't get any chick. Yeah. So now he's got to fucking like, pretty much like fuck himself. But I think like with women, I think it's more so like the opposite. Like, oh, they can't find the right enough guy to have sex with.
I think that's
so they'll fuck themselves.
I think that's what people thought when we were younger.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't think people think that now that we're like in our 30s and up. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how old you guys are.
I'm 26.
She's 18.
No, I'm 26. I'll be 26 in 2 weeks.
Just take the 18 girl and roll with it. But like I think when I was younger, I'd like if somebody was like, "Oh, that dude was jerking off," I'd be like, "Oh my god, what a pig!" Like just because I didn't know why he'd be like, maybe I thought like, "Oh, he couldn't get sex" or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And the same thing for girls. Like I never really heard about girls jerking off or playing with themselves or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I guess I didn't think much about it. But like like as you got older and you realized that it was more about like the need to release and like how mentally healthy it is for you, that that whole stigma comes off. It should come off. You know, I'm sure old people like are still like, oh, you know, and I know parents of these kids are like, I don't know why he's doing that. He's doing it because everybody needs to do it. Like it's part of your normal healthy release of like, you know, same reason why you blow your nose, bitch. Like keep going.
No, but the thing is like even though it's a all but confirmed thing that like a lot of dudes like masturbate, like we won't talk about it like at all.
Why? I think my significant others have been like, oh, like I was jerking off. But as a girlfriend, I'm not gonna lie. There's been times where I felt like a little butthurt about it. Like I'd been like,
oh, how come we couldn't do something?
Right, like you could have came over. I remember one time I came home from work when I was living with Brooklyn, and I came home and I walked in my room and he had like his big Mac set up in my room, and like he was like jerking off to like porn, and I was like, yo, motherfucker. And he was like, what? Covering up. And I'm like, yo, you could have called me. Like, I obviously can come home for lunch. Like, you could have called me.
Right.
And he's like, I was just here, and it's not personal. And then I think we probably had, like, really bad sex after that, because I was just like at that point, I was just like, no, now you're going to have sex with me because I feel justified that you should have called me or whatever.
Right.
But, like, I was really mad. I was just like, and I remember going back to work, and I was like, I came home, and that motherfucker was jerking off. He could have called.
How would you feel about that, Amy, if your significant other, man, whatever, like, you walked in and he was like, what the fuck? Like, why don't you, like, use me? Well, not use me.
Especially because I felt like we weren't having that much sex at the time.
Right.
And I was just like, dude.
Would you feel some type of way if your significant other was like,
nah, I
whacking
mean,
it off?
with my one ex-boyfriend, he was pathetic in bed anyway. So I mean, if he was jerking off
His
at
name
home,
was Jim.
yeah, we'll say that it rhymes with Jim.
Okay.
But I mean, I used to have to do it because he could never make me climax during sex.
A lot of guys can't make you climax.
Not unless he went down on me. That's what he excelled at, which I will give him a pat on the back for that. But
He's a linguist.
exactly. But
Right.
I mean, if he went home and he jerked off to porn or whoever he found hot at the time, which he never would tell me. He would never tell me whatever celebrity I found hot at the time.
Yeah.
I would literally say I'd fuck the shit out of him. Right. I mean, him and Joe would play a game of whatever we were watching. Who would Amy fuck? Right. And they were usually right. Yeah. They were usually right.
I play that game all the time. I was in the hospital yesterday. My dad, whatever, he's being old, and so there was this doctor. I'm like, Amy would fucking climb on this guy's face. If it was like this, I knew it and then like there was like a nurse. I'm like, Amy would know that I would know. I want to sleep with that nurse.
Right.
You know?
You wouldn't think I would have either. Remember, I like both.
Yeah, no, this wasn't your type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amy, she just accepts.
You.
All right, I'm good.
You.
But yeah, like I mean, if my ex or if my current boyfriend went home and jerked off to porn, or I don't know who's hot right now to everyone. I almost said Megan Fox.
What are the kids like?
yeah. That sounded so much like that.
Is it the Smurfs or the Smurfette? You're going down the Smurfette.
Whoever the hell you guys find hot nowadays.
Right.
I probably would find her hot too, most likely. But
Okay.
I mean, if he was doing that, I wouldn't get mad. I'm very open like that. I don't care. I'm very open. I'm like,
I was a bitter 26-year-old bitch. I was like, motherfucker.
Were you demanding? Were you very demanding?
I'm always very demanding.
Me too. Me too. I was very demanding.
I'm just like,
I was a bitch to him.
I'm like, what is going on here? This is an atrocity.
This is an atrocity.
How dare you, sir?
Your ancestors are looking down at you and frowning.
Do you ever think about that when you're jerking off as he's going through his? Because you ever think about like, wow, like let's just say God exists. He's looking at me jerking off right now.
Oh, I'm thinking, is my grandpa watching me?
Yeah, like I'm like, no, Grandpa.
I just don't like if the dog is watching.
That's why she never. She never sleeps with me. My dog. She sleeps with my mom.
Yeah. I can't jerk off. That's the only thing I can't like. If my dog's in the room, I'm like, how can I jerk off in this?
His innocent-looking face is looking at me as I'm cranking my meat.
Yeah, he's gonna think I'm fighting myself.
And then he's gonna try to bite it.
God.
Marty, no.
No, I think God would be alright because He gave you the receptors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, in the church they say it's
Pathetic
frowned
mortal.
upon.
Right? Yeah.
Just
But-
like having sex before marriage is frowned before. Yeah, jerk me off.
I don't know. The new pope might be down for it. He's like pretty much accepting of everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why I like him.
Yeah,
I like the new pope.
Nah, he's
He's a cool dude.
Nah, he is.
He looked uncomfortable next to Trump, so I approve.
Who doesn't?
So, but what Jennifer was talking about, the benefits of masturbation. So these are both mutual to both parties, men and female. Is like it may fight off depression. The endorphins released during sex or masturbation can improve your overall mood.
Helps you go to sleep too. Is that on the list?
Yes, like do it.
Fuck NyQuil, guys. There's a natural way of
Headaches.
headaches, yeah.
It's helped me.
Yep. It says just like by verbatim what Jennifer said. If you're not in a relationship, it gives you the sexual release you need. It can improve the immune system and contribute to overall health.
That's why I'm never sick.
Sex and masturbation increase the testosterone in the body, which helps to transport a hormone called DHEA, which is important to the immune system. The extra testosterone also strengthens bones and muscles. So this is for men. Frequent masturbation improves sperm quality. Why? There's less DNA damage and motility problems with fresh sperm.
I heard that that's not true, but I believe both.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody said, like that if you like jerked off a lot, like it would be harder to like come in the some lady told me that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was
That's
like,
what always like I think in the back of
like
my
if he was a
mind.
mad jerker when he was a kid,
I'm
like
if I'm done with this one and this one's the genius, and then like I get the loser kid.
if it went into the bounty.
Yeah. I'm literally blowing my chances on genius.
Research has shown that men who masturbate regularly are less at risk of developing prostate cancer.
Get to it, fellas.
You're good, Joe.
I gotta worry about it.
Damn, your arm is strong over here, buddy.
Told you.
Masturbation also helps combat premature ejaculation. If you train yourself to last longer solo, you'll last longer with your partner.
This is what I was telling you, Amy. This is what I was telling
Why are you covering your mouth, Amy?
I was saying.
No, nothing. I'm thinking of Jim again.
Right.
How he was a pre-check.
Oh,
Yeah, Jim would go,
Damn.
oh, God.
And I would call him and tell him.
Oh, no.
He was like my little girlfriend. Like,
That's
I would
the
just call
worst.
him and tell him.
Yeah,
after
but I'm
everything.
like, I'm playing Xbox, and then you're like, guess what I just found out?
You laughed your ass off
Oh,
when
it
I
was
told you when he
hilarious.
went in his
It was-
pants.
It was.
It was after Olive Garden on our anniversary. I remember that.
Was he that excited?
Wow.
Like, I don't get it. Like,
We weren't even gonna like.
I'm
We were
sorry,
just
hon.
making out, and like he just stops me and he's like, "Aim, we have to stop." I'm like, "What? What happened?" And he's like, "I just came," and I'm like,
wow. You're that powerful?
"I
All
guess
right.
so."
Damn.
That should be a compliment.
I was thinking about the breadsticks.
And then he's like, "I gotta go home and take a bath, or not a bath." He's gotta go home and like change and
Yeah,
stuff. So I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"All right, I'll see you tomorrow." So I kissed him goodbye, and he's like waddling out of the house. I ran
my
right to my room,
goodness.
and I called.
Wow.
I was an asshole, but looking back at it, I was like, I was a really piece of shit girlfriend, I think. But
You think?
no, I was good in some ways.
You're owning up to it, so that's good.
I owned up to it. I know. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
So do you want me to read for the women?
Yes, please.
So for women, the benefits are that it can ease body aches and menstrual pain. Hallelujah. And for women especially, masturbation allows you to understand your body better, so you will know exactly what you like when you have sex with a partner, and the benefits, that benefits both partners. I agree with that 1,000%.
Is that what you were talking about before? Like, that's why you haven't, like, explored yourself?
No, I know what works, like, and where it
Okay.
works. Like,
Okay.
and I make sure to, like, tell whoever this is the hot
This is
button.
it. This
Yeah.
is it.
Right.
Okay.
But like I know women, this isn't like one of those like a friend of mine things. No, I really do know women who are like, I've never had an orgasm at all. And I'm like, have you ever tried to just find out what works for you? Put a couple fingers in, get some KY going. And they're like, no, that's gross. Like, again, this is my same friend who doesn't like to like buy tampons. I'm like, bitch, you're like 40, stop. Yeah.
Oh my god, I prefer that.
Well, she just feels like, I think it's just like kind of the way you're raised, like that those things are like shameful, you know what I'm saying? So like you don't feel comfortable doing that, you know, as where I'm like, tampons, condoms, blank CDs, like whatever, bubblegum. So
A lot of girls think they lose their virginity when they put a tampon in.
no.
Like a lot of teenage girls. I've heard that before, and I was like, no, you didn't lose your virginity, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay.
Wow.
Don't
Where's
I
health?
lost it to Tampax.
Where's
I
health?
was at
Where's
a
health class when you
CVS.
need them? Jesus, that's crazy.
A lot of girls
One
in our
day I
class
was like,
didn't
I'd
learn.
pee in a bottle if I knew which orifice it was coming out of. I just didn't know. I don't know. I still don't know, really. So that won't happen.
There's
Cup it
the main
is.
hole.
So yeah, I think that's like really a good thing for kids, not kids, but like young women to do, because you know a lot of women go into having sex and then they're just like,
You don't know what you like.
no, you don't know what you like, and you think it's supposed to feel fantastic, and it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or it feels awkward and dry sometimes or whatever, and then you're just like, this was supposed to be wonderful and I didn't feel anything. But then like once you get that right angle on it, you're like, oh, hey, all right.
Right.
But
There we go.
that's the ticket. But I think it's a good idea. I think women should do it. I mean, so you're not just like out there like having random fucking sex, like not even getting anything out of it.
That's true too.
Don't
Yeah.
waste everyone's time.
Pro
Oh,
masturbation.
ladies, have as much random sex as you want.
No, but
Yeah, but if
no,
you're gonna have
pertain-
random sex, at least let it be good sex.
No, that's
Listen,
what I'm
I'm
saying.
going to be disappointing, ladies. I would say the problem is expectations
Right,
too high.
but you could
Let's
take,
start
but you
lowering
could,
them
if
to
you
Joseph's
know what you
standard.
like,
No.
you could take the smallest dick and make it amazing.
Hear that, Amy?
You saying I have a small dick?
Yeah.
That's just a large
I'm just-
clitoris.
Stop doing that to yourself, Joseph. You are
What?
gonna freaking rock
Oh, I know.
chicks' worlds, all right?
Okay.
Or
All right.
guys.
Oh, guys,
whatever.
whatever. Robots.
If it's
Robots.
if it's Chris Pratt or
Oh,
anyone
if
that
it's-
looks like Chris Pratt,
If
forget
it's
it.
Chris Pratt, yeah, those are dreamy fucking eyes. Let me tell you something.
They are.
Oh my
Dude.
goodness.
I want to be Anna Faris.
I
Sorry,
would
right now
too.
Ricky Whittle's on my list.
I don't know who that is.
He's so sexy.
Until he opens
The
his
guy
mouth.
from
American Gods.
The black guy from American
Oh,
Gods.
Shadow.
Shadow
Oh.
Moon.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I get it.
Oh my
I concur.
God. He's on my top 5 right now.
No, he's like, he just beat out Idris Elba. I'd fuck the shit out of him.
Idris Elba?
Yeah, well, no. Idris Elba got dropped.
Yo, Amy's like, she's like, I can't.
I love Idris Elba so much.
she's like, I'm about to masturbate right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go, guys. Bye. Where's your bathroom?
I got things I gotta do. No, but Amy's like into. It's weird. She's kind of into the same guys my mom's into.
I thought you were going to say you were into
Wait, your mom's into Idris Elba?
Oh man, she loves Idris Elba.
Oh, man.
He is so sexy.
I didn't know he had so much competition.
Oh my goodness.
She likes Matt Damon. I'm not really
But no,
into Matt
yeah,
Damon
no.
anymore.
There's some arithmetic I do. Trust me, I understand.
You know who your mom jerks off to? This is kind of scary.
No, well, she spells it like we were watching like a Matt Damon movie or trailer, and she's like, Matt Damon is so fucking hot. And then like we're watching CNN, guys, audience,
right.
CNN, the place for news.
Is it, though?
Justin Trudeau, yeah, better than Fox. Justin Trudeau's there. She's like, oh my god, Justin Trudeau.
Oh, Justin Trudeau's fucking hot.
He's cute.
So
He can get
sexy.
it.
And then you guys were watching James Corden and Kit Harington from Game of Thrones came
Yeah.
on.
And then I was like, she's like, oh my god, he's so dreamy. Jon Snow, you could conquer my north. And I'm like, Mom.
My mom said to me once about Common. She saw Common on TV, and she's like, he is so cute. He can put his shoes under my bed any night. I was like,
Oh
I
my
gotta go.
God.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
That is
Gotta
a
go.
saying you only hear once in your life.
I honest to God don't even know who my mom finds attractive.
You
Like,
better off
I
not
wish
knowing.
I knew.
I remember being a kid, and now I know what it is. I found the dildo, like the old school dildo.
Yes.
Like the
I found my
plastic-
mom's too.
It looks like a tampon, but it wasn't a tampon because when you turned it, it had batteries in it. I was like, why does this tampon have batteries?
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking
It's
about.
just like a plain white, like off-white one.
Yep.
I remember finding that in my mom's drawer. I didn't know what it was then, but now that I'm an adult, I know.
I
know.
found my mom's like a few months ago.
Oh,
and
I
it
will
was
tell you a
like-
funny story about my mom.
It was a horror. And I'm like, no. No.
What is this?
7th grade. I was homesick, and my dad was going to take me to the doctor, so I needed to get dressed, and I wanted to wear sweatpants.
Yeah.
So I know my mom had a sweatpants drawer. I go to open it, I'm just searching through it, and I see something that looks like those spinning lollipops. like where you press the button.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, why does my mom have a? Oh no! So I pulled it out and I was like, no, oh God, no. So I shoved it back, took the sweatpants out, and I left.
Right.
Then the next day, I don't know why, I was stupid, and I went back into there, and I found 3 more. One being a butt one.
She's a collector.
I was like, my mom has an anal plug. Why?
That's
Wow.
the day I
Did you
realized,
know it was a butt plug back then?
Back then I didn't, but now that I think back at it,
Yeah.
it was
Right.
really thin, and I was like, yeah, I think that's for butts.
That's the day I realized Amy's mom's really cool.
No, but doesn't that like weird you out? That
No,
like
it does.
No, that like your mom and dad are just
They're
people.
fucking, yeah.
No, but they're people though. You know, just like holy
The
shit.
way I found
Fascinating.
mine, it wasn't like I was searching for it. My mom said, like, I was looking for my social security card or whatever. And she's the fucking dumb idiot.
I'm mad that they're all
She-
kept in the same place.
Why are my documents next to your donut? But
Jesus, Mom.
She said, check here, and it was the place. Like if I knew like my jerk drawer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'd be like, no. Like you go near my desk. I'm like, no. Let me.
He has warned me
You
many of
don't
times.
know the booby traps,
Right.
I put in place here.
Yeah.
I would do it myself, but my mom being a lazy, I love you to death, Mom, bitch. She's like, go check it out. I'm like, did you not realize what I found?
Oh, don't even think about it.
But, like, it's my mother. It's my mother.
Yeah.
Like this Christian little loving little thing.
Yeah, I love your mom. Your mom's awesome.
And
She's so hyper. She's like a kid. She's like a hyper little kid.
you know, too much.
She has needs too, damn it. I mean,
I know. I more than know that my mom needs it. Any takers? My mom is single and she's attractive, so go for it.
No thanks.
Damn.
Jesus.
No, I don't blame him.
No, okay. Oh man.
Just
No,
like picture Amy, but like 30 years from
no. I've seen her. I've seen you.
Yeah, you met my mom at my party.
Yeah.
You came on the porch. Not literally, but
I was like,
oh, guys.
Apparently, Martini does it everywhere.
hello, Mamie's mom.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so wait. So where was the weirdest place that you've ever masturbated?
Oh man,
oh shit, I gotta think.
let's think back.
I almost said The Office.
Where did I
The
jerk off?
weirdest
Where did I jerk
place. That's a good one because I
Your,
don't have
your
that.
brother. It was Food Town.
off? Take that, Food Town. That's why
That's
they
why
had to
they're
do the
closed.
redesign. Yeah, no, it's let's see, where was
Martini's like deep in thought. Everyone here is deep in thought.
I'm probably gonna say at my last job, my like in the bathroom. That's pretty much it.
Really?
Yeah.
At work?
Yeah.
You had to?
I had to.
Why?
Because I had to.
I don't understand.
I had to go. I mean, you'll understand later because I had.
okay.
No, well, I there's a reason why. well, not for me personally, for men.
See, I can't jerk off in public. Ladies, get a hang of this, because I take way too long. If I feel like I jerked off in 5 minutes, I feel like I wasted everything. If I jerk off in 15 minutes, I wasted everything.
Yeah.
It's like almost I have to set an appointment
Right.
in the afternoon, evening
Yeah.
to start jerking off. Because if it's like 40 minutes is fantastic. Like that's my sweet spot.
Wait, you jerk off for 40 minutes?
40 minutes.
Jesus.
Holy shit!
If
Sometimes it takes me like 5 minutes if I know
Bro,
like my friend is coming to pick
Yo,
me up.
If
yo,
this
you're
was
gonna
a-
be a marathon man in
Exactly.
bed, bro.
Here's the-
Yes.
Like
You
I've
better
been
find
saying,
a girl with a lot of
if-
stamina.
That's true too.
If this was a fucking Olympic sport, color me Michael Phelps.
I feel you.
Yeah,
Jesus. All right. Well, who has anybody else figured out theirs?
Yes.
Okay.
When my grandma was in rehab after surgery,
Fuck this.
I was staying in her bedroom. My ex and I had sex in there, and I also masturbated in there too.
That's
so.
what I'm talking about.
I mean, I think one time I did it, maybe at the library or at the office when it was
Wow.
really slow or boring.
Joe's like, what?
Wow, that's really fucking weird.
The bathroom.
Wow.
I'm judging you. I'm judging you.
Did you?
I don't know. I mean, other than
don't know
like
where we
in
work.
a tub or on the phone with somebody.
Ooh.
I mean, I can't really think of.
I can't do
That's
phone
good.
sex. I cannot do.
Wait.
Why?
Yeah.
I start laughing.
You fucking just jerked off at your job, dude.
no.
He's like, no, that's above my pay grade.
Let me explain. With the work thing, it was like I kind of played with myself, but I didn't, fully
Oh,
climb
right.
it.
Yeah.
Because like I
Yeah,
knew
but
I was taking too
But
long,
you,
so I
but,
was
you,
like,
but you still diddled.
I diddled a little bit, but then
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this. This is just wrong.
Alright,
The
so-
walls are paper thin here, so I'm just gonna go.
All right, so you can't phone sex just because the thought of it is just ridiculous, or
It just makes me laugh. Like if like a guy is like, touch yourself and tell me what you're thinking, and I'm like, I just want fucking food.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat.
so
Like George Costanza.
so there was never a successful like phone sex thing with you. You
I
just
did
you just crack
FaceTime.
up.
I've done FaceTime, and I start laughing my ass. Well, I don't start laughing. I'm just like, fuck. I'm so fucking immature. I just start
Right.
laughing.
I
'cause,
don't
like,
know if I could do FaceTime like face to face. I think like it could be on, but like facing the wall.
Yeah, or 'cause
You
he's
can have
on
the
wall.
audio, just not the
You're
visual.
like, this isn't the right angle. Like that's what I'm thinking.
It has to be dark
I'm like,
out.
yeah,
I can't
no.
do it in the light.
'Cause I'm thinking Michael Bay, like the angle's not right. You get the vagina wrong angle. It looks like a monster. It has its,
I mean,
Right.
like I've taken like nude pictures and stuff like that,
Right.
and but just I don't know, phone sex. I just start laughing. Because like when the
just
guy is
interesting.
really getting into it and I'm not, like I just feel awkward.
Mm.
Like I get like even like mutual masturbation. Like if I'm laying next to a guy and he's like jerking off and he wants me to play with myself, I'm just like I can't do it. I just feel weird.
See,
Yeah,
that's
that is a little
wasted
weird
opportunity.
sometimes.
Right? Like I just like I'm watching.
But do you do like
like if
Yeah,
he's
switch?
if he's touching me,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. But
okay.
like as long as I'm like blowing him or like I'm like playing with his Johnson or something like that.
Johnson. Where's those TPS reports, Johnson?
Because I have been commented that I do give great head. So
nice?
Put
All
that
right.
one on the docket. Shit, what was it
This
again?
is episode
No,
69. She can add that in. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
69 and actually
For
doing
me,
69
I
I've
can't
done.
do pictures. Like I could do phone sex. That's fine. That's whatever. I can't do pictures because I'm like, listen,
When you mean, like you can't send like nude. What do
Because
you mean?
I don't know. I can't get the angle. I'm all
Oh,
about
I
the
get you.
right
I get you.
angle.
I get you.
So I'm like
You need a selfie stick
photo,
for your
yeah.
penis.
Like,
Yeah,
I'll let you
selfie
borrow
stick.
mine.
Because no, fucking.
It's my mom's. No, you broke
Bro.
ours. Remember you broke my mom's selfie stick at the
Okay,
party?
all right, calm down. Let's leave this to the divorce cast they're doing after this. But no, I can't do pictures. It's not the right angle. Also, my dick looks aggressive if it's by itself. So like, I gotta get a beach ball somewhere. It's just like
What?
I gotta make
I'll
sure.
never
it's all trimmed and
understand dick
presented.
pics. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
I
just
don't
like-
find dicks attractive
No.
whatsoever. I don't like even vaginas. I don't think are that attractive. Like boobs, definitely I can understand.
Right.
But boobs.
I love a pair of
Love a
tits.
good pair of tits and I love a great
Tits
ass.
are awesome.
Great ass.
Even on a guy, like if I'm looking at a guy, he's gotta have a great ass.
Yeah. Ricky
I
Whittle.
need something.
Very
Yes.
voluptuous.
Idris Elba.
Yes, I need something to grab.
Yes,
Name anyone and I'll probably agree to it. I'm not even kidding you.
that's funny.
Joseph.
You got one meaty ass on you. Any guy would be lucky to plow that.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
How's
Or
it go to
ladies.
guys first.
Or ladies. I mean, if you want to wear a strap on Joe, I'm sure he'll enjoy it.
All right, you know what? I'll let you have that one.
I'll let you have it.
Martini, what's the next thing we need to talk about?
Oh, wait, everybody said?
Yeah.
Where,
Yep.
oh, okay.
Oh wait, did I?
I don't think
know,
you did.
You?
She,
Probably my
Amy,
grandma's
Amy
I'm
said
just mad
grandma.
that you guys are like fucking jerking off at work. Martini.
Well, yeah, I was like, that was only me.
No, she said she diddled at work
Oh
too.
Yeah, but I didn't. It was like literally
yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
put my hand there and I was like, "No, I feel dirty," and then I walked away.
And then I
Oh,
continued typing.
Nah, I was like, nah.
I washed my hands and I typed.
Nah, I was like, we gonna finish this.
Rough night at work there, buddy?
I don't know, but
Bored.
I guess something. But
guys, it's
Are you
weird.
vocal though?
no.
I'm pretty quiet.
No,
I will
I'm
admit
quiet.
I'm
I'm quiet.
quiet.
Okay.
All you're gonna hear is good.
A Rick Ross grunt.
Rick Ross good at the end. Joe's jerking off upstairs.
Or it's that new Rick Ross album?
Yeah,
I
That's
thought
hilarious.
Dan said like he heard you one time because you're like move your feet or something like that.
Bullshit! I don't move my feet. First off, can I embarrass my brother? All right, great. He can't defend himself. This is fantastic.
Love you, Dan.
I found his jerk off stash. That man has an encyclopedia of porn. He has terabytes of pornography.
I thought you were gonna say terrorists.
No, I mean I would bet there's one of terrorists.
Oh my god.
ISIS know how to get down. But yeah, the like they'll call it what the clitophate or whatever. So anyway, it's the lesbian version. Anyway, but I was with my friend Ruben and we found it, and we clicked on the pizza delivery man one, and we just died laughing. I mean, this guy.
Oh, that's the one where he has the hole in the.
Yeah. So I got a sausage pizza. First off, can't jerk off to that.
Christ.
Sometimes
That's
Martini's like
nonsense.
he's like giving him a play-by-play.
No, I mean it's obvious what it is.
Yeah.
He knows the whole screenplay.
I've seen that one before. I mean, well, a variation.
I can't jerk off to.
No,
to,
even HBO porn. Like, have you ever watched any HBO porn?
Oh,
Like,
there
there was like,
sitting on the side of the hot tub, and then somebody comes out with a machine gun.
yeah, there was one. There was one that was called Jiggle in the Jungle, and it was like about basically Tarzan, and like there was a guy dressed as a monkey and stuff like that. I'm like,
I'm not
how
gonna
does
lie.
anyone get off to
I don't
this?
know that I get off on it, but I like the mystery of it, and I like the not the play-by-play, like the storyline. Like I like porn with story.
I
like,
do too,
Like just
but
like
it just makes
Bridget
me
the
laugh.
midget coming on to like somebody and like no, I'm not about that life.
No.
Well, we just found a little bit something extra about you.
The dirty secret.
Yeah.
No, I can't do porn. It's like what are we gonna try to win here? An Oscar? Like, to me, if it's not like you're seducing your stepsister, I don't want to hear anything about it.
No. Like I remember there was one and they were like actually fucking on like wood stairs, and I was like, that has gotta hurt. I didn't ever want to try that.
No.
There's some of them that you're like, whoa.
Right.
But, like, there's also, to me, I need to find good actors as well. I can't just get
You're
to
not
the
gonna find that.
wow. Dude, there was one like 3 weeks ago. It was like my play-by-play. This one chick, totally into it. I was just like, that's what I want to see. I want to see passion. You know?
More of that.
I feel you on that. No, I get you on that.
What about like sex scenes in like movies or TV shows? Like, does that like twerk you a little bit?
It does for me.
Like in what? I know in True Blood
Black
when I used.
Swan.
Oh,
God.
bro.
Yo, not for nothing. I was thinking about it. Like, do you ever watch? I don't know if you guys ever seen watch Power, but
Somebody was telling me about Power the other
like
day.
the sex scenes that he had like with his mistress, like I was like, I'd fuck him. Looks interesting. Looks like he's doing a good job. Like, and then they play like that like smooth R&B in the back, and he's like really like just grinding it, and like I'm just like nobody has sex like that. That's amazing.
No.
To me, I'm more interested of like, and this is like the background, like how they made that, like how they shot it. Because I'm like, they're not really. There's no penetration.
No.
Yeah.
They were a cocksock.
Some do
Exactly. So I'm just like.
There's like a list of movies that have actual penetration in them. Like the movie, my favorite movie that I reference all the time, Short Bus.
Oh yeah.
They actually had sex in Short Bus.
Who's in Short Bus?
Nobody you know. Short Bus is like an independent film, and it actually a lot has to do with masturbation. Like the woman in the film is a this is actually like a really good film for this episode. She is a sex therapist or just a therapist. I'm not really sure if it was a sex therapist or not. And like in her own relationship, she can't have an orgasm. So she sits there and she's like literally like patting the shit out of her vagina and like doing everything she can to like have an orgasm. And then at one point like she goes to a therapist and he gives her like that egg to put inside her, and then the boyfriend has the remote control. And so she's like at a party the whole time, and like the remote control gets lost and people are sitting on it, and she's like this, but she still kind of like can't react properly to it. At one point she goes to a deprivation tank to see if she can like have an orgasm by just like blocking everything else out. It's a really interesting film, and that's primarily what it's about. Is about masturbation and like whether or not you can achieve it or not. And then like she goes to the Short Bus, which is a orgy more or less.
Okay.
And then like somebody there kind of helps her achieve it because they know what to do.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you probably get it on like Cody or something illegal.
I love Cody.
But you guys, everyone should watch it. And honestly, every time I've watched it with somebody, like things have happened after. So like
Things have happened after.
so
You know what's weird is
be careful who you watch it with.
like True Blood, of course, would always do it for me. Joe knows why. But when my ex,
The wolf.
no, he was sexy as hell. But Eric, the blonde
Oh, yeah, he's
vampire,
hot. He's
oh
my
my
fave.
god, he used
Team
to.
Eric.
Oh, what's his name?
Eric Northman. I mean, Skarsgård.
Yes, Skarsgård. Yeah.
Not his name.
I had to bless myself.
Yeah, Skarsgård. I forget his name. I forget his first name, but yeah, Skarsgård. Yeah.
No, but like even like when my ex and I started watching Dexter. I don't know why. We would get hot and bothered, and then we would start fucking.
Who had sex in Dexter?
That's what I'm talking about.
There was some sexy, but it's like it wasn't. No one was even having sex yet, and I was like, I don't know. I think it's just the serial killer. I think it's just Dexter because I have a thing for psychopaths in movies that just get me going. He knows. Joe knows.
What's that movie? Not While You Were Sleeping. It's with Antonio Banderas and fuck. I'll look it up while you guys do this.
I thought you think it was. Oh, God.
It's with Antonio Banderas, and it's like he kills her cat or something. But there's like a sex scene in it, and like
Is it with Angelina Jolie?
No, it's an old one. It might be before your time, and I don't say that to be mean. I'm just
No, it's
old
okay.
I'm just old as shit.
Youngsters.
You youngsters.
You don't understand.
Then again, I just called Eric Northman by his movie name. He was supposed to play in 50 Shades of Grey, and he would have been fucking fantastic. That guy does not turn me on at all.
Jamie
Dornan.
Yeah,
Nope,
thank you.
doesn't do
Both
it
of
for
those
me.
people are like the most average,
Right.
Jane people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like his like look of dominance would have been like on and popping for me, but
Like he looks like a bitch. Like I'm imagining. I've never read the books, but
No, the
he's
books
the
are
one
shit.
getting pegged.
right.
You know?
Right.
Like
I've read better erotica. I actually.
Oh, no, what's his name? Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I'm
I've
just saying I have a
written
stash of
better
Erica.
No, what's his face too was
Jax.
he was Charlie Hunnam. He was supposed to be that too. Damn.
that's it.
Damn.
Both of them are knocked the fuck out. So Joe, how you doing? They need to recover for a second.
Sons of Anarchy. Oh, that show did it for me.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, settle the fuck
I
Who
don't know.
else?
Antonio Banderas not a guy anymore. What the hell?
I don't know if there was any shows particularly that got me. Well, I mean, this is like a cheat because this show was about sex. It wasn't like a porn or anything like that, but it was about like sex, and they had a problem with it too about like the husband never wanting to have sex with his wife, but he would rather like jerk off, and she would see him like, what the fuck, like he's jerking off. It was called
Is that Masters of Sex?
no.
Okay.
Tell me why you love me.
Oh, who was in that?
That was an old. There was you know who was in that? Adam Scott.
Oh shit!
It's an amazing.
Oh.
It's an amazing miniseries. I think it was on HBO.
Really?
It was only one season long. I'll tell you right now, just like with Short Bus, be careful who you watch it with.
Okay.
Cause you're gonna fuck them. but it was just a really good psychology about like sex and relationships.
What is it called? Tell Me Why You Love Me?
Yeah, Tell Me Why You Love Me. Oh, that's what it was. It was with a therapist. It was 3 couples, and they were all seeing the same therapist. Mm-hmm. And even the therapist had like troubles with her husband, and they all had different like. All the couples had different situations. That like one of them wanted to have a baby. The one that was previously mentioned, you know, didn't want to have sex with the wife anymore. And there was another couple doing something else. But I remember, Adam Scott was in it too. A couple other people too that you might know for different properties. Yeah. But
definitely Adam Scott. I know. I love him.
Tell me why you love me. An amazing.
Would you fuck Adam Scott?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I would. I think he's really cute.
Yeah, I feel like he
Like
has that
I feel like
adorable
I would want to marry him and
vibe. Like a relationship.
like
Yeah,
have,
that's how I see
like
him.
loving
Yes.
sex with him.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not like fucking rocking. Your
no,
pussy.
he's not like kinky,
night.
wrapping me up.
He's okay. All right, settle down.
What? I have demons to release tonight on
That's
this
what it's
podcast.
called?
Whoa, what? Tell me why you love me.
I can't find that.
Amy, you go to a therapist.
I'll look up Adam Scott.
Yeah. Look.
My sex demons.
No, who's that?
Oh, the movie I was talking about with Antonio Banderas, not to interrupt you, Alfred,
Go ahead.
is Never Talk to Strangers.
Never heard of
Yeah,
that.
see? Millennials. God damn it.
Who's the chick from Masters of Sex?
Oh, she was Janice Ian in Mean Girls.
I have such a bad thing for her.
So wait, now, do you guys
She's
masturbate to, like, real
gorgeous.
people or, like, sorry, like people you know personally or, like, famous people? Or not people at all?
More, to aliens. No, to usually actors or even wrestlers.
You give me a yearbook, a laptop.
Whoa. Whoa.
I do not want to know who the fuck you are masturbating to in our fucking yearbook.
You don't want to know who I haven't.
Wow.
Oh, God.
With me, it's okay. So I'll take with what you said with Adam Scott. Like with me, I don't necessarily masturbate to celebrities. I like with the people that I had like sex with. I try to just recreate that feeling, that loving feeling. So
Yeah.
I masturbate to the people who I had sex with, and also people who I would like to have sex with, but in a loving way. I don't think I really never like, oh, I need to like just crank this one out. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for you, Martini.
Sure.
Coming from, we're both in the dating realm.
Yeah. Well, you are. I'm
Well,
not.
are you taken?
He's on
No,
a
I'm not
hiatus.
taking. No. I've yeah.
You've given up like me?
Picket fence.
Also,
not picket fence. I mean, picket thing. You know,
He's
like
picketing.
Yeah,
Also,
picketing. Thank you.
It's just called "Tell Me You Love Me."
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell
Just
me
so
you
the
love me.
viewers or the listeners. know.
Yeah. Tell me you love me. Awesome show. I recommend
gonna
that
look
to
it up.
everybody.
Yo,
Do you
he's
have
on.
a pre-jerk before you go on a date? Let's just say the person's extremely attractive.
What would be the purpose?
Just so, like, let's just say something happens.
Yeah.
You don't immediately get erect, or you don't blow your load like Jimmy over there. What were we calling him?
Jim.
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 Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I do. I was just like, I need to make sure I last.
But the thing is, I'm the opposite, because I feel like, let's say if something's gonna go on, I don't want to feel like, oh man, I'm out. You know,
I'm out of juice.
Yeah,
I feel like I've
and it
been with
doesn't
people
come up.
before,
You
and
know?
they've said like, "Oh, sorry, like
I jerked off.
I jerked
before.
off today." I'm like, I don't know if that has to do with anything.
Like the first thing they bring up on a date is, just so you know,
No,
I jerked
no,
it
no,
before.
like-
Because you know, I mean,
like
well,
if like we're going for a while and
Right.
then like it hasn't happened, I'm like,
Because that's like, it's
you
like,
just hurry up and get this over with,
It's
please.
kind of like the same excuse of, oh, I'm sorry, I ate before this.
no, because you know, well, girls too, but guys have a refraction period, so you know we gotta like wait until like power up again or whatever. So if I know that I'm gonna be chilling with the girl for a long time, sure, I'll like do a pre-jerk, whatever, and then like whatever 3-4 hours later, if we do something, I'll totally be fine. I'll be able to get up and all that stuff.
So similarly along the same lines, I don't know if it is, but and I don't know if it's tantric sex, but has any of you ever achieved orgasm from not actually having sex, or just from basic? I mean, not like your boy Jim over there, like not just like kissing, like just from basic like touch, or like. Do you ever see the end of 40 Days, 40 Nights?
With
Josh Hartnett?
Yes, I've seen
Like
that
where
movie.
he, or I don't think it's the end. It's like at some point she like rubs like the feather on him, and like he like just is so like enmeshed with what's happening that the feeling of the feather on him, like he gets off from that.
What a loser.
You're not in touch with your body then.
Well, I
All
mean,
very, I'm too in.
He's like, I'm in touch with it every night.
I don't know. There was one guy that I was like hooking up with, and like he just came up behind me, like, and jokingly was like choking my neck, and I was like, "Oh fuck."
And he was like,
And then it was,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
that's
done.
her thing. Yeah, she's,
I may look innocent.
So you like being dominated? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
all right then.
I'm sorry, you had to hear that, audience. I'm sorry.
I told you I was gonna get into detail tonight about.
I mean, that's fine. I was just saying.
I just don't want anybody to think weird of me.
No,
No.
not here. Mm-mm.
I think
No.
everybody likes a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Take charge.
That's cool.
Show me what you're working with.
This doesn't have to necessarily do with masturbation, but this is a question for you, Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get bored during sex sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
I like how that.
What does the boredom come from?
Just when it's going for too fucking long, I'm just like, all right, can you?
Just because I personally, I either need it to be like really passionate or like really dominating, and I feel like if it's neither of those, if it's less, I hate feeling like we're doing it because we're supposed to be doing it.
Yeah, like it's like a chore
like
in
an
a way.
obligation, like an obligation.
Like even though like
Yeah.
you want to be with that person and you enjoy that moment with that person, like you just kind of feel like, okay, we're doing it because we have to do this, and like I don't know. I hate having to ask about it. Like, are we gonna have sex today? Or like, you know.
Like I don't like
know.
when it's like going to be predetermined, like you know, like you're gonna go out with this person, you just know it's gonna happen. Like I like when
Right.
you're just kind of sitting there, and then like the moment kind of hits you, and then you just go for gold,
Right.
basically. I don't know.
I like when there's like a build up, but I don't feel like I should always have to be the initiator. You know what I mean?
Well, I was just literally gonna say that. Do you initiate or do you hope the guy gets the hint? Or
Well,
whatever?
because I read Cosmo when I was dating
Hey,
Jim.
girl.
And what I used to do is when we were like laying in bed or whatever, I would kind of like push my butt against him. And then
That's the move.
I know that. I know that
That's the
move.
move.
usually it's like, okay, well, we're ready. And then we would start like
But
doing.
I hate when they don't get it.
It took me a while. I'm like, dude, come on. I'm like, get that little dick up. Let's
Okay,
go.
but here's the thing. What is the? I don't want to say problem, but what is the issue of just being like, yo, can we fuck or something like, as opposed to doing
Cause
the
that's
butt move?
annoying. Like me and my ex like didn't have sex that much
Yeah.
Yeah.
until after we broke up. And that was just because I don't know. I think for like a month after we broke up, I was like trying to prove a point, but that's another story. Strike that from the record. But
That never happened.
but no, like I think like I was always waiting for him to be like wanting me.
Right.
You know, and I know, like, I guess in his head he wanted me or he just wanted to have sex, but he, like, never, like, came on to me. And even if I would do the butt thing,
Yeah.
you know, I, like, didn't really feel, like, desired by him, so I wasn't going to just, like, jump on him.
Well, if you do the butt thing, to like, in that guy's, like, mind, you're like, something's rubbing against my penis. Something, something has to fucking click. Like, come on, the virgin in the room understands that. You know?
Right.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. But to me, like, I would be scared because I'm like, what if the ref made the wrong call? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, Flo, just because you took me to the Olive Garden doesn't mean...
Yeah, but
Right.
it doesn't hurt to try. If she says no, you stop, because if you don't, then it's rape. But I mean,
now
like...
I feel like an asshole. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm a dick.
Right.
I have this
assuming-
erection.
So, okay, so then you could start by, like, maybe trying to, like, touch her. Finger her, do something, get up in there, grab a boob. I don't know.
Like, what if I grab the boob and she's like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
And then you know to stop.
We're
I mean,
at church.
yeah, okay, not in the house of God.
Wow.
Confession.
You know what was really bad though with you one time, Joe? This is when I was, or no, maybe it was after I dated Jim. Yeah, Jim and I had broken up, and I don't know, you got on this like almost this like story. You were using like the Joker quote.
Yeah.
And
I know how to rile her. I know how to ruffle.
seriously,
her jimmies.
he used like all the Joker quotes, and I think you threw in some Loki quotes in there from the Avengers, and I was like, holy fucking shit, like this is great. I mean, like I didn't do anything, but I was just like,
Sure, you didn't.
I didn't. I swear on my grandpa's grave I didn't. But I was just like, good job, Joe. I mean, like he's gonna have to give like my next boyfriend like pointers, like she loves psychopaths. Like
Oh, I'd just be like, run. How fast and how far?
like if you use a Joker quote on her, forget it. She'll melt. And not Jared Leto Joker, like Heath Ledger Joker, or even Mark Hamill. Your choice.
Your choice. Oh my goodness.
Marky Mark,
Jack
you're
Nicholson
gonna-
is out.
Huh?
Jack Nicholson is out.
Oh no, no. I love Jack Nicholson, but his Joker didn't do anything for me.
Hashtag not my Joker.
Wow.
And, like I'm even sick of like Harley Quinn now because of fucking Suicide Squad.
Thank God we're on jerking off. Holy shit. Does Margot Robbie get like pages stuck?
Wait,
in
did
the-
you jerk off to her as Harley?
Margot Robbie? Did I jerk off to her this morning?
He's like, do I
This
need
morning or just at all?
Fucking probably, Amy. I don't
Like
know.
I just remember when we saw Suicide Squad, like the parts with him and her, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go anyway.
See, here's the thing. We're very open in our friendship.
Ow, you fuck.
That we'll tell each other like, kind of in the mood to jerk off, or we're like sometimes like I need pointers, like I need people. I'm like, Amy, kind of
Yes.
who am I jerking off to tonight? And sometimes we have like we have like running gags of like we'll have like the jerk competition of we'll throw pictures of like famous people like that.
Yeah.
If we're bored one night and we're just texting each other, like I'll send him like a picture of like Lady Gaga or something, and then he'll start sending me like pictures of whoever I fancy at the time.
Yeah, we'll get you
Like
off.
a couple weeks ago, what was it? I was sending him pictures of like Lady Gaga and like the lead singer from, I don't know if you know the band In This Moment, Maria Brink.
No.
Okay, she's fucking sexy. She's on my lesbian list. And
That's a good sounding list. The lesbian list.
Oh, I have a long lesbian list. But anyway, so and then he's like started to send me like pictures of like Finn Balor.
Yeah.
There's one where he was like in his Jack the Ripper like look, and I was like, "Fuck, I think he won." But I just kept,
won.
I just kept going because I was like, I was not gonna let him win. I was
He's
just
like,
not.
I know.
That was a fun night
Wow.
for Amy at least.
So speaking of masturbation, I found 2 websites, and Jen, you're gonna have to help me out. But I didn't obviously do all the names, but she's gonna do the female, I'll do the male. 50. Yeah. I mean, I'll go first, but it's from what? eduncovered.com, and it's 50 male masturbation nicknames. I only did like 8. I did like five like kind of like, whoa, okay, but then like 3 are just like, ugh. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, they're sometimes too creepy.
Yeah. So one is Jack and the Beanstalk.
I like it.
Procrastination.
That's what you're waiting for, so you don't even want to do something. So you're I'm gonna fill the void somehow. Yeah.
Cleaning your rifle.
I've heard that before.
Painting the ceiling.
Wow.
Who the fuck's aiming at that?
Damn, that's a record.
Dishonorable discharge. And the 3 weird ones are making tummy pancakes.
Ew.
That's
Making
fucking creepy.
That is creepy. That sounds like cute.
making chowder.
Oh.
Yeah. And spreading jelly.
Wow. That's
You're
okay.
about to get fucking jammed.
Oh
You
my.
just got jammed.
Jen, please go with the females.
All
Oh,
right.
God.
Tripping the switch. Polishing the pearl.
I've heard that one.
Jilling off. I get it.
Like jacking off, jilling off.
Okay.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
that.
I like that. That's
I'm gonna
cute.
subscribe. Roughing up the suspect. Tracing eights. Get it.
Okay, yeah.
And I guess the weird ones are saucing the taco. Fail. Taking a self-guided tuna boat tour. Double fucking
That's
fail.
Oh, that's
Gross.
just that's fucking
Also, I
disgusting.
pictured a tuna with a captain's hat.
Ew, Joe.
And juicing or making soup.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna gag.
Ladies,
No class.
get out there. Let's write some better material.
Seriously.
All right, so I'll ask this question first. This goes to everybody. When was your first time masturbating?
Oh, fuck.
I can't remember the first time. Sometime during 8th grade.
Princess Leia was your first one, you told me.
Yeah, Princess Leia. Well, it was the first dominant. I'm gonna jerk off to this for a while.
Okay.
Right?
For a while.
For a while. Like, that's still in the catalog. But it's been slightly retired since she passed away. Now, I said slightly. A few years from now, bringing it back. When they bring her back as a hologram. Come on. Anyway, rest in peace. Back to jerking off.
Sorry, Carrie. I love you.
She would love this conversation.
She would.
Yeah, she would.
So,
She would love it.
I remember 8th grade, right? It was the first time I got caught, and it was like one of the first times. And as a person like 7th, 8th grade, anything's going to get you off. A weird-looking painting is going to get you off. To me, I would go on break.com. Remember that website? And just search girls kissing. Yeah. That would fucking get me off like nothing. And that's when like the guys at the table would be like, you gotta go to break, you gotta look at girls kissing, it's gonna change your life. It's like the Donald Trump movie. It's gonna change your everything. It's the best thing you'll ever see. And so, yeah, I was jerking off in the basement where the Dell used to be. And you know what the podcast is?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Oh, my God.
You know that little window?
Yeah.
My dad peered in. He just saw me fucking pummeling my meat. And he just... He didn't give me a talk about it. He didn't say anything to me. He just started, and that's I think the way. If I'll ever catch my kid jerking off, I'll be like, I'll just laugh and just walk away.
Right.
I would start probably laughing too, especially if I had boys. Which, please God, give me boys.
Because when you're a guy and you get caught jerking off, it's the funniest thing because it's the immediate deers in the fucking headlights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever caught Dan?
Oh, I caught Dan getting fellatioed.
Yeah, I caught my mom.
Yo, the disappointment in your face.
Oh, it's okay. I caught my mom getting eaten out.
I
So
know, man.
Really?
Just
Yep.
make me feel better, Amy.
Wow. Okay.
yeah, I had to walk away. I screamed and then I ran away.
I had to walk away.
I went, what the fuck? And then I ran away.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll say my first time. I remember this very, very like explicitly. I was 14.
Okay.
And it was like around like 10 p.m. I was in my bed and like
You remember the time
No,
exactly?
Martini remembers the time of everything.
No, it's because I used to listen to this like this love show. It's called Love Phones.
Okay.
Back in the day. So I had like really low. It was near my bed because I didn't want like my parents hearing whatever. So it was really cool, and like people would call in like, oh, whatever, like sex stuff, blah blah. Blah. And then I think this girl called in wanting to know like how to like jerk off her man or whatever, blah blah. Blah. And like, oh, and a therapist was on there, and it was just the DJ. It was on Z100. So he was like. No. She said like, oh, like all you need to do is like do this and this and this, whatever. And I remember the whole technique too, because I still use it. So it was the okay technique, technique. This. So it's like she was like, all right, so you do that and you put it on your. I mean, well, obviously you get hard, you put it on your penis and you just jerk off, whatever.
Oh, you jerk off like this?
Yeah, you jerk off like that.
Oh yeah, that's how I do it too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I don't even know why I wanted to do it then, but
Why not?
But I don't know. So I was just like, okay. So like I started doing it like quietly, and then I like got into it. I'm getting all like hot and bothered. I'm getting all sweaty and shit. And then I freaking like popped off, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
This is life changing.
It was like you're all like on LSD because like it's
Yes.
your first
It's fucking,
time.
like beautiful mind.
Yeah,
Numbers
you're
and
just like,
Yep.
what? Like the hills are alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? And I just like ran into the bathroom because I'm like, oh my God, I need to clean myself. I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm going to do this forever. And like, it was
this
just,
was awesome.
it was just freaking amazing. I was just like, wow. Like,
See, I jerk off like that. Yes, sometimes I do the fist, like but sometimes here's the thing. Like if you're going too hard and you're really going at it, you'll hit
shave?
yourself in the fucking nuts.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
that
say
too,
shave.
but that shit fucking hurts. That's an aggressive like the whole fist thing. That's a very aggressive like calm the fuck down. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes, yeah,
I'm trying to enjoy myself. You know what I'm
And
saying?
for the audience, it's like you're popping off the top of like
Yeah,
a Coke.
sure. Yeah.
Sometimes I do that, or like or 6 o'clock, where it's a half one where you're working. Here's it, ladies, gentlemen, we're working this down. You're working the main vein because that's the thing that's really pumping the blood, and that's the thing that's really gonna get you off. So it's really like you're rolling like Parcheesi dice rather than actually like
Right.
slamming on the desk or something. Like
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Take notes, write it down.
Jen,
When are we
do
gonna
you
take notes?
remember your first time?
I think I was like in my 20s. Like I think it was like after my 7-year boyfriend moved out, and like me and my friends started talking about it. And she told me like she didn't tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
She just told me like
You need to jerk off, sweetie.
she's like yeah. She's like yeah, basically. And I was like oh, okay. So I tried it, and I was like oh. It took me a while to like get to where I needed to
Did
be.
you go?
Right.
Yeah, because I still like wasn't sure what I was doing. But then like once I figured it out, I was like,
Yeah, for guys it's easy. You could be just hitting it against a desk and
obviously it's easy because like any guy who you touch, you're like, oh my God, you're doing something so awesome. I'm like, am I though? Like,
Every
My
guy
finger
that's-
is
Thanks.
literally just on your dick. That's it.
Yeah.
Just on
See,
your
every guy
penis.
that like if you need to do a little bit more to that to get him off, you just need to run. That's what you need to do. Because then there's gonna be like, I need to be in a medical gown, and you need to be doing my blood pressure, and like, you just run. You just-
Oh my God. What the fuck?
When was your first time, Amy?
Well, for my 20th birthday, no, actually it was before that. Yeah, I was dating my ex, Jim, and it was a snowstorm. I remember that because he had just come over for something and then he left. I remember I was marathoning Jersey Shore.
Okay.
I don't know why. I wasn't even paying
that's
attention.
the embarrassing part of the story.
It is. It really is. And nothing on there was like getting me like hot or anything. But I was just like, I don't know. I was bored. So his Joe's sister-in-law had given me a vibrator for my birthday. So I was trying that out, and it just was not doing anything. So I was like, all right, well, obviously I can't orgasm with anything really inside me, so I got to try the outer layer.
Right.
So I just did that with my fingers, and it was like life taking. It was like that. What the hell is that fucking video you always show me? That do 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 do. Literally, it was like that. Like I was like, holy shit.
I'm just picturing your O face, like
Exactly.
floating in space. Yeah.
Well, I was gyrating and moving around, and then after that, like I never used to tell my ex this, but I used to like jerk off all the fucking time after that.
So you get off clitoral stimulation more than vaginal?
That's the only way I can have an orgasm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Not about masturbation at all. In The Office, Pam's ex-boyfriend before she dates Jim, what was his name? Because I feel like we shouldn't ruin Jim's name because I'm thinking Jim Halpert.
It rhymes with my ex-boyfriend's name.
It's fine.
Just don't think Jim Halpert. Don't be gay and think of him.
I'm sorry.
Don't be gay and think of him.
That's the OTP relationship.
I know it
always
is.
Think of. Okay, that's what true love
All right,
looks
but
like.
come on, going back to masturbation.
All
All right, so what's the next question, Teeny?
The next question is, well, I mean, I guess me and Joe kind of already answered it, but well, I mean, there might still be something. Do you have a favorite technique?
No.
Technique.
Just usually my fingers. I mean, because like I had gotten a rabbit vibrator a long time ago. Of course, that
They're
broke.
just a bitch to clean.
Mine didn't fit in me. That's the problem. So I always had to use just the rabbit part of it, and even
That's
that, like
the best part.
that part would take forever on me. So I would just like get myself going with it, and then after that I'd be like, "Fuck this shit," and then I would just finish myself off with my fingers.
Women jerking off sounds like a fucking hassle.
No, but there was one time I will never forget this. I literally will never forget this. I was watching Seinfeld,
Yes.
and I love Seinfeld. And
I'm the queen of the castle.
I am not sometimes. Katie, our friend Katie, was coming to pick me up, so I knew I had about like 15, 20 minutes. Did it, and I was done by the time she pulled into my driveway. I was very proud of myself.
Very efficient.
Yeah, that's very.
Like, I mean, like if you're like have time,
Yeah.
like then I really like pick up the pace. And like I'm like, okay, think of like Dean Ambrose going down on me or something like that.
Well, all right.
Are you master of your domain?
I am not.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite technique?
Yeah, I mean, no, I would say the 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Where it's like, yeah, you're working the main vein because that's where all the blood's going. Fellas, listen to me. Gay fellas, also listen to me.
Jesus
He
Christ.
said also listen.
Hey guys.
All right.
And the ladies, but also like to like with all these ladies, like talk about diddling the D. It's just to me, it's like you guys are driving stick shift, and we're the ones like driving automatic. You know what I mean? Like ours is so simple.
I don't.
Like ours is so simple. We're just like jerk it, friction.
Yeah.
But with yours, it's like there needs to be a time of day. There needs to be some type of device. Like to me, like pocket pussies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Super weird.
I was gonna get him one for his birthday. I was gonna get him the Christy Mack one because I know he loves Christy Mack.
I mean, you don't.
Who's next on?
I mean,
When
I
say
love her
it's pretty
too.
weird. I haven't tried it yet. Amy. I'm not. I'm very open minded. But I'm like, to me, I'm
Yeah,
just
you're
like,
saying that now.
I guess you gotta fucking clean it afterwards. It's like, how do you do that? I'm lazy.
Mine is like kept in a special, you know those like Tupperware boxes for shoes?
I have one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's in there.
Both of mine are in
it's
there, and
like,
they're both
and it's like
broken.
laying on this like padded thing of paper towels, and every time like I take it out and I do what I have to do, clean it, and I dry it and put it back.
I have it wrapped up in a towel.
Because after you're done jerking off, at least for me, it's like I just ran a mile.
I just ran a mile.
Well, I know you guys get really tired after you climax because I've seen that with guys the two that I've slept with basically.
Right.
But like even after when I diddle my D, I can actually fall asleep.
Right.
Like if I can't sleep, like I'm like fuck, let me just go on Tumblr, see if I can find something sexy.
Right.
As sad and pathetic as that sounds, and then usually I'll find something. I'll get juicy, and then I just go to. I know I grossed myself out saying that. I hate that word.
Tell me more.
Pulp or no pulp?
What?
Oh my god!
Fuck out of here.
Oh, it's fucking concentrated.
But as of lately, literally, oh my god, it's been bad lately.
A breeze can get you set off.
No, literally, I was on Tumblr just browsing the other day, and the gif of like Finn Balor and zipping his jacket, and I was like, I'm done.
You know what's so funny? Like when I like I would talk about jerking off, she's like, yeah, it's so weird. I never do it. And now like this bitch is doing it more than me. I'll text her.
In the
like, hey,
past,
what's up? And she's like, just done jerking off. I'm like, what the?
In the past year, I'm not even fucking kidding, because like I thought he did it.
Afternoon.
He would do it so much, like whenever like we would just text each other, and I was like, again, Joe, didn't you just jerk off this morning? And he's like, well, I mean, it was calling to me.
It was calling
But like
to me.
literally within the past year, I've been really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because, you know, I just need to fix myself. Because no guy will ever do that for me.
Damn it.
Sorry. It's just, you know.
I'm not offended.
No, I'm just saying I love having.
Like, oops, sorry.
No, I love having sex, but it's just sometimes I don't, you know, have
Wish
an
there was a
epilogue.
Yelp for sex.
Wish there was
Not
a what?
Like see, like relationship wise, right? You're like, oh, like Jim, he was good, but he can't get the job done, or like, don't take Jim to Olive Garden, that type of deal. 3 stars.
But the way he
Wow.
would eat a pussy was just magnificent.
3.5 stars.
3.5 stars.
I remember literally after 2 pumps he was done, and then I was like, "Get your fucking head down there and go to town."
2 pump chop.
That was in my grandma's bed, and my
2
sister
stars.
walked in on us. But luckily, we were in the spooning position, so she didn't know.
Right.
That was beautiful.
Oh, too bad.
I mean, afterwards, like after he left, my sister was like, "Did you and Jim have sex?" And I was like, "No. Why would you think that?" And she's like, "Oh, because you guys look like you were like scared when I walked in the room." I was like, "Oh no, we were just surprised you actually walked in there because you were with her ex."
And that's the lie Aislinn didn't buy.
There was one of the benefits to masturbation. I don't know if it works for you guys, but for men, it makes us avoid bad decisions.
Oh God, yes.
So I was looking at this article, and I remember reading this. This was from January 2010. It was with John Mayer, and it says John Mayer is on the cover of the current issue of Rolling Stone in an article entitled "John Mayer, Dirty and Lonely Heart." The 32-year-old opens up about an array of issues and gives Tiger Woods some much needed and strange advice. Mayer says Woods' problems could have been solved by masturbation. Mayer should know, saying, "I have masturbated myself out of serious problems in my life. The phone doesn't pick up because I'm masturbating, and I've excused myself at the oddest times so as to not make mistakes." And then, like, he goes on, and it just
But
gets
he's
really
made
weird.
some money.
But like, yeah, sometimes I'll be like, you know, sometimes like I'll get hard, right? And I'm like, damn, this is like, this probably has happened to you, Joe, too. It's like, wow, it's like you're like super hard, right? And you're looking at it and you're like, yo, I want to use this on somebody because like you don't want to just like, you know, jerk off. You're just like, yo,
Right.
this looks good. And I'm freaking hard. I could freaking plow somebody right
That's
now.
what happens when he eats Chef Boyardee.
No, there's 2 or 3 situations that yes, jerking off has gotten me out of.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, I want to freaking use this on somebody. So sometimes, you know, like you look through your freaking contents, and you're like, who can I call up to, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Now let me just jerk off, and then you jerk off, and then you're like, whoo! Thank goodness I did not call that chick because that would have been
Because
bad.
you don't think right when you're
No, you don't
horny.
think right. So you're just like, woo! That would have been bad, like because I don't even like that chick. And then
Exactly. and that's why like I jerk before some dates because you just don't know.
okay, I got you.
You know, so even if like
It
even
can make
if
a
you're
4 a
unsure-
9.
No, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, it can.
So like you're just unsure because literally like Amy knows the one person that I made a mistake with.
Right.
If I did not pre-jerk,
Yeah.
like I'm calling pre-gaming pre-jerk. Take it; it's a reference. Please, for the rest of this podcast, use it. But if I didn't do that, I probably would have fucked this chick.
Yeah.
I probably would have immediately regretted it. So
Yeah.
no, pre-jerking.
No, I hear you. Do you have a favorite time to masturbate?
At night. I prefer, honestly, at night.
Can't go to sleep? Bam. Just make sure you shower in the morning.
Jen?
No, it's been forever.
Not even. Oh, okay. Same.
The well is run dry.
Well, that's right.
My mind isn't like another era.
But do you believe that you don't have to do that because you are in a relationship? I mean, like you're
Maybe.
satisfied. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, so that makes sense.
Sure, let's go with that.
Do I have a favorite time? Well, I don't necessarily have a favorite time, but I don't want to say I have a routine. But once in the morning and once before I go to bed.
That's fine.
That's
I can see it.
my thing.
That's why your skin's so clear.
What?
I don't know.
I'm fucking acne for 3. I do not need Proactive.
Literally, you haven't really had any pimples.
No. Yeah. For me, I'm like, all right, is my mom fucking gone here?
Oh my god!
How much
Tell the
time?
story about when you were jerking off with Nelson Mandela.
Oh, I was jerking off.
Listen to this.
What a title.
No. This is the greatest story.
This is why we're best friends. Hold my hand. So, I'm jerking off, right? My mom's in the next room, so you gotta be real silent.
Yeah.
This is about 8, 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to just get this one out. Mid pump, my mom knocks on the door, and I'm like, oh shh.
Wait, is your room?
My room.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Knocks on the door. I'm like, oh shit. I turn around, make sure. I'm like,
Yeah.
And my mom, she doesn't open the door. I'm like, what is it, Mom? She's just like, it's Nelson Mandela. He passed away. So when people are like, where were you?
When Nelson Mandela died, I was mid pump.
What was I doing?
Oh my god.
Oh man.
That had to be the funniest fucking story I've ever heard
God.
about jerking off.
That's funny. Wait, you answered. Have you ever been caught?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
No.
you didn't get caught.
Well, my dad.
Oh yes. That's right.
No, I haven't.
I have.
I almost did. I almost did.
Yeah.
By your parents?
By my mom.
What'd she say?
Yeah. So like I was chilling, right? And like this was like
What did she say, and did she blame me?
No. No, this I believe this was before you. Yeah, so I really need to go. We had 2 bathrooms. I really needed to go. There was one across my bedroom, but that was like being occupied, and there was one in the kitchen. And my mom was like whatever, cooking or washing dishes or whatever. And I was like, yo, I'm fucking horny, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's nighttime. I was like, I'm freaking hard. I'm like,
It's going down.
yeah, it's going down.
Some mac and cheese.
I was like, it's going down, man. It's going
Damn,
down.
now I want macaroni and cheese.
So it was going down, and then I guess this comes in part with the next question, but I rarely do this, but I was like really like in like
the mood.
like a relaxing mood. So I was like, you know
Okay.
what? I'm about to use some Vaseline on myself. I never use anything.
I thought you were gonna say I was gonna take a romantic bath.
No.
or something like that.
No. It was the bathroom. So it was just the toilet. So
Oh, just the toilet.
That's
Okay,
what it was.
just
That's
regular
what it was.
bathroom. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm in there. So I lock the door, but with that bathroom, the door is like it's rickety. So if you really want to, you can just open it up. You know what I'm saying?
Martini.
So I'm getting the freaking I got the Vaseline. I'm all good. Like my shit is like fucking 10 feet tall, fucking hard as a rock. You can freaking what is it? Chop coke with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Holy fuck!
Eat a giraffe. Right?
Hot in here.
So I'm going to town. You know, like smooth all that shit, whatever. And then she's opening, and I'm just like that. And she's like, she just closes the door.
How old were you?
Probably in my early 20s.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So I'm just, she's just like opens it, and she like looks, and I'm like, and I look at her, and I'm like, and I'm holding it, it's like just stiff, and she's like, boom, she just closes the door, and I'm just like,
Did you guys ever speak about it or no?
and I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, I clean myself off, and then I like open the door, and I look, and she's still washing the dishes, and I'm just like, and I just like run upstairs.
And it was never spoken about.
Never spoken about.
Beautiful.
Ever again.
Actually, you know what? Have you ever had like a jerk streak? You can like how many times like days in a row you've jerking off?
How many days in a row, or how
Yeah,
many
like days
times
in a
in a
row.
day?
Oh God, times in a day.
My most has probably been just 4.
What
Four.
a chump here.
Wait, 4 times a day?
Yeah.
Well, no, not a day. Like, what has been your most? The
Oh,
most
like
that
in a
you-
week?
No. First
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
How many times
4,
you've jerked off in a day? The most that you've jerked off in a day. Me has been 4. And that was like when I was just like done. You know how like I don't even know how to like what is it? What's that term?
Horny?
No. The blood out of a stone, getting the blood out of a stone or whatever.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like at the end, I'm just like, it's like, all right, I'm done. I am done for like the week. you know,
There
so-
was one time like
But yeah, that's the most
I
that
lost count. I'll be honest.
wow, that's crazy.
was-
I don't know how you can produce that much.
Seriously,
crazy.
Joe. You were like pornography
Honestly,
ready.
Well, it was like half boredom, half depression.
Dude, you
half,
need
like, I'm ready
you
to
need
go.
you need to take Ron Jeremy's place when he goes, man.
I could. I'm not like. I'm
He said I
seriously.
could.
I could jerk off 5 minutes later. What are we doing?
What's the next scene?
Since we are so desperate for money, we have even talked about maybe doing porn.
Yeah, guys, if you're interested, audience members here, call me up. Polygames, FTW. No, don't really do that.
How many times? The most that you've ever jerked off in a day?
In a
Masturbated in a day.
Probably like maybe twice because I mean, I didn't really need to do it that much, but like it's like once or twice a day. Like
Okay.
it really depends. Like I remember there was definitely a day where I did it twice.
Really? So that's the most that you've ever?
Yeah, in a day because
Well, because I know that girls can do it multiple times. Like
Yeah.
So it's just like
yeah.
Two
two seems like, okay.
They're like the cactus of jerking off. Like once every 3 months.
Right. Yeah, I never like, I don't know. I always had a boyfriend. That's my problem.
Well,
If I didn't
no
have
problem.
a boyfriend, I had like, you know, someone.
right.
A
Right.
friend, a
Right.
loving friend.
Okay. All right.
You got
On my single days, I was just
So how
disastrous. I mean,
This is embarrassing to say. There was one time where like I was like, you know, jerking off at such a frequent level. I was like, let me see how long it takes for me to get to 100 jerks. So like I had a calendar and I would mark out, okay, I jerked off today or like whatever.
too
I'm
much
like,
free
and
time.
I just-
Way fucking too much.
So
for
I
you.
think it took me like 3 months to get to 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me, it'd be like, I just had a long weekend.
Oh my god. You put Neosporin on that thing, like.
I know, right?
Yeah, were you blistering?
Jesus.
It did file paperwork for a restraining order.
Oh my god.
Workers'
Get this
comp
man away
papers.
from me.
He said a
Please,
long week.
anything.
He said a long weekend.
No,
My
no.
God.
There's,
Every week's a long
honest to
weekend.
God, there was like a long period during like high school for because like hormones.
Oh, yeah.
So like before, and I think my theory was I'll jerk off in the morning.
Yeah.
So come math class, because it's always fucking math class. You get that boner out of nowhere, and you're asked to get up and like do something for the class.
In math class?
It's always fucking math class. Every guy here, you ask any guy, it's true.
No, but here it is.
With the math.
No, it's not. It's not.
Fucking
Well,
love numbers. Bro.
no,
It's like tips.
I think I mentioned this in the podcast before. I don't know which episode.
Have we been sitting here talking for about masturbation for 2 hours?
Right now?
Yeah.
An hour and 30.
Okay. Just curious.
I have to
Two
pee.
parts.
No, I'm not bringing it in 2 parts. No, but what's it called? I think it was in like Psychology Today or whatever that men have at least up to 11 erections per day and even more per night
Wow.
automatically.
Well, yeah,
and
'cause you wake up with morning wood.
and they don't, and most of the time it's not even sexual. It's just
Yeah.
like your penis is just like not, well, I guess like
Penis
for
has a
better-
mind of its own.
like for better term, like it's just exercising.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Stretching?
no, yeah, it's just stretching.
like-
That's
sometimes
what
like-
it
And
is.
then you flip it up into your waistband like
But-
what's
but-
his face and
but-
Superbad.
But with young adolescents, they said that their erection obviously will get triggered, but not like sexually, but like let's say that they're mad or they're nervous, they'll get an erection. You know, and then that's like the external like, you know, tell. That's like the spidey sense, if you will.
So, 7 times. No, wait. Stop.
No.
I don't know how to do fractions. Why are you calling
And
me?
then you get hard, and that's totally true because I work overnight, right? So at like for some reason at 2 or 2:30 like in the morning, like while I'm like putting away ketchup, I'm like, what the. All right,
little guy.
And I just keep stocking, and I'm like, all right, I'm hard for like the next 10 minutes. All right, that's cool. So
I'll walk with a hunch for the next 10 minutes. I
Yeah.
hurt my back.
I'm just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
But
Is that why you wear
that
your
was
pants so baggy?
yeah, to hide it.
Is that why you wear shorts all the time, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. I don't like jeans rubbing against my dick at all. My dick.
How about
my
a nice
dick-
pair of jorts?
A nice pair
Jorts?
of
What are you,
slacks,
John
for
Cena?
sure. But, no, I can't.
You could
like,
totally be John Cena.
my dick in jeans is like a woman. So like I can't do it. The fabric, my head just goes, fuck it.
Oh, really? Like jeans, because it like goes up on us, on females.
I fucking hate it.
It'll hit the right spot sometimes.
I fucking hate it so much.
I hate jeans too.
It's like rug burn on my dick. It's like, oh no.
And the last question is, do you use lube, lotion, Vaseline, toys, condoms?
I'm not rich. It's a bad economy. So,
It's a bad economy.
you know.
So like, do you like use anything like?
Nah, I'm not a 1%er.
I'm not a 1%er.
I do it.
You don't use
thankfully.
lotion? I thought you used. Oh no, that's your brother.
No, I'm uncut. So
Amy
it's
knows a lot about their sex life over there. She's so awesome. She's like the one go-to person. She knows like even what the mom's doing in his house.
Because I hang out with him so much. Like he's like his family has literally become my family. Like we're brother and sister.
It was awesome. But
that fuck. I'm only kidding.
Ew,
so you
fuck.
just it's you in your head tonight. All right.
It's the dinner for one, dinner for two.
Yeah, I only just use my hand. Like very rarely I'll like use like
Jergens
either
cost how much?
lube or like
No one said you got to get
seldom
good stuff.
seldom I use
You
Vaseline.
gotta cheat your
Girls
your
can't
dick,
put
right?
lotion up in there. That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh
for
no,
us.
yeah, why would you do that?
No, I mean I hate this word so much, but we literally have our own lubricant down there.
yeah.
True
So,
story. God gave us that.
She doesn't like the word lube.
Ugh.
Really?
Really?
So type it up in the comments. When you're rating this podcast 5 stars, lube.
At reply, Amy.
I have certain words that just make me want to throw up.
Is moist one of them?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So she doesn't want to hear about the moist lube. So let's go.
I'll say it's
Well, well, also with the toys things, there's you can go to www.tenga-global.com and they have like the masturbation sleeves and the toys that you were talking about, and the masturbation sleeves are really weird because some of them are just like one and done, just like all right, you know.
I
you
just think
throw
that
it
if
away.
anyone's having problems in their relationship in that area, they should like
What
try
is it,
it
like a fucking like? I'm
or
sorry.
go to like a porn store and get some stuff and have a ball.
Yeah.
I've been to a
like
sex store.
shop right
I don't know why.
A shop right back. Some of them look like that, like you know, you like you put it in the tube, right, and like it's like a
penis pump.
no, not a penis pump. No, it's a masturbation sleeve, and you know you use it, boom,
Is that like
you
the
know
sock
you jack
technique?
off. I never got that.
No,
What?
that's
Why
my
am I?
brother,
Why
dude.
am
I
I
was just
messing?
about to say that's
Why am I
Dan.
messing up with my socks? Oh no, he got a story.
My brother.
Yo, he's gonna be so angry.
He's gonna hate me
when
tonight.
when he hears this.
He can't defend himself.
He's gonna hate both of
Next
us.
time he comes back, he's gonna be pissed.
Oh, he's gonna be so pissed.
Joseph, I swear to God, what did you say?
He's in a bad mood because he's sick now.
And now I'm a little vindictive. But one day, he had this one desk, and I had to fucking adopt this desk
Oh
afterwards.
God.
But it was full of fucking rockety old socks.
Oh.
Like, it was stiff. And my mom just, like, would have to clean that drawer out every now and again. It's like, ugh. Like, my mom's cleaning and stuff. She'll open the drawer back. She's like, well, I found some socks.
You know what? I was just thinking, and my roommate's upstairs, so I'm gonna be quiet about this. I don't know if my roommate ever jerks off because
He's
he
got
never
to.
has his door shut. And if you're jerking off with the fucking door open, that's just
No,
fucking
no. He
rude.
probably does it in the shower. I do it in the shower.
Oh, it's my shower.
Oh,
I own this
You
place.
put your feet on there.
I don't know. I don't take a shower in the same shower.
Okay,
Thank
alright,
God.
that's good.
Maybe he does do it in the shower.
Yeah, probably he does it.
yeah, he probably does it in
I
the shower.
tried one time in the shower. And
I do it in the
couldn't
shower.
Do it. I couldn't do it.
Have you used the shower thingy? The shower head?
Mine doesn't come off.
Gotta get one, girl.
Maybe
No.
you should come to my house. It'll change your fucking life.
I've showered at your house.
Well, like upstairs.
You want me to jerk off in your house?
I'm just saying. Like,
Really, Amy? I mean,
yeah. I mean,
your grandma's house, his house is like their family. I mean,
Yeah.
what you gotta do, girl?
Gotta
no,
do it.
I feel like the jerk off sleeve. What are we calling it now? Is that what it's called?
Uh,
Isn't it a cocksock?
It just
masturbation
sounds like,
sleeve.
It
Look
sounds
it
like
up.
something a dirty
I don't really
person
want
says
to.
how
sorry. No, I just
She
wanted it
doesn't
for
want filthy
his.
things on her phone.
No, I just wanted
This
him to see
poor
my
little
bad.
phone.
He can look it up.
Maybe can this be the last question?
Sure, go ahead.
What do you use to jerk off? Because I use my phone.
Oh, to, like,
no,
watch?
I use my imagine. What do you mean? What
Like-
material? I use my imagination. Like I
Oh,
said.
really?
No,
High
like,
five.
Me too.
no, like I said.
Sometimes.
Cancer.
No, here's the
High
thing.
five for you.
You know what it is? Cancer. Good.
Yeah,
girl.
cancer.
She is a fucking cancer.
Fuck up.
You know what the thing is? Like, okay, so
I
like,
think they're in love.
like I watch porn, right?
Yeah.
But I have never
I'm frozen.
jerked off while watching porn. Never. But the thing, I'll watch it, and I'm like, okay, just like like you want the passion, whatever, and you're like, damn, that was a good ass fucking thing.
I respect that.
And no, but then like, okay, like 5 minutes later, all right, I want to jerk off now. But then I don't think about that anymore. Right. I think about what I want to think about.
Right.
You'll place yourself as the man and the woman is
not even that. No, I won't even place myself in that. I won't even think about because it's. Because I have like favorites, like favorite porn stars that I go to, but I never really I've never put myself in that position. I'll just like, okay, that was good. I guess I use it as a warm up. Right. Like, okay, I'm hard now. Okay, now I'll go. Then you go now I'll go to the now I'll go to the bathroom. Now I'll go to the bathroom and then like jerk off, but with a completely different scenario, whatever, with a completely different person.
Me, sometimes if I'm feeling real risky, I'll jerk off on my computer. Not on it, like, here's
my jizz.
I hit the L key.
And it's all sticky now, and it just doesn't work.
But this phone has gone through fucking everything.
No.
The NSA wants it.
If the NSA wants it.
Joe, what happened at Kilwins not too long ago?
Oh, yeah, so we're at this ice cream parlor. Thank you.
He wasn't jerking off at an ice cream parlor, but it was so funny.
Oh, wait, what was that place you said?
Kilwins.
Where's that?
It's an ice cream place in Ridgewood.
I've been there before. That's an awesome place.
With Dan?
No.
Oh,
I've been there with like a religious girl. I went there on a date, and that place is awesome.
It's really good.
I played. That park right next to it?
Yeah.
That's where I played Pokemon Go.
That's a great park. Anyway.
Yeah. We went to Kilwins. You remember Kevin. So we went to Kilwins with him and his lover, Rosa. Yeah. And I'm sitting next to Joe because whenever we hang out with these two people, it's always two conversations. It's always just them talking, and then it's usually Joe and I. Okay. But Joe just happened to go on his phone, and he went on Safari, and he's like, whoa, shit. And I was like, what? And he's like, that was porn. And we started laughing our asses off because we're like, luckily there was no kids around. Luckily nothing played.
Yeah.
Or else you would have heard a whole lot of gagging.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
And Joe likes the hardcore shit. Like, really, oh, God. Probably,
sorry.
What the hell is it? Facial abuse, right?
Holy shit, no.
Oh, the fucking, no, actually, I hate that.
I'm actually, like, when it comes to porn, I'm very, like, black or white on it. Because some of it, I'm like, ooh, this is, and I know this is, like, ladies, oh, he's a feminist, like misogynistic, like the facial abuse thing.
I don't like
it because that's fucking misogynistic to me.
Yeah,
both of them have to be.
That's too much.
It's too much. They want to like kill the person with their throat.
They throw up.
Throat fuck. I hate throat fucking. That's disgusting.
Or like when the scenario is
you
like,
can see my face right now. I'm just like, oh.
like they're blackmailing some chick, or like whenever like the guy's placed on top of the scenario, like, oh, well, you gotta do this for me. I fucking hate that.
That shit is so horrible. It always
has to be like mutual.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want the chick to be
into it. And not like come off like a rape scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I love Stepmother and Daughter of Pornography.
Mrs. Robinson.
Because they're teaching her.
Oh my God.
It's loving Amy.
Why the fuck am I friends with you?
No.
You scare me sometimes.
Yeah, so.
Oh, and he's into crying too.
Okay, so there was. I can't with this woman.
We had the song of the day.
What? Oh, yeah. We will be in a second. God.
There's scene during Daredevil where like
Jesus Christ,
the redhead from True Blood.
Karen.
Her name was Karen. Crying. It looked hot because of mascara. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I go to Joe the one time. I was like, so when I was crying at your grandpa's wake, did you get hard?
Totally hard.
And he's like, no. And I was like, yes, you did. I guarantee you.
Totally hard.
He's like, totally hard.
Sorry, Grandpa.
Now I'm scared to like cry in front of you. Otherwise, your little pecker will pop up to say hello.
Hi, gang. Just want to see what's up.
Or what I'm going to purposely do now to fuck with you is when I wear mascara, I'm just going to drape it down my cheek and go, Joe, does this turn you on?
That's fine. It's me that's going to jerk it off to you.
I wouldn't put it past you that you have to me before.
And spoiler alert, on the next episode. No, I did. I'll be honest with you. Let me hold hands. When we used to date, I did. Yeah, because I was faithful. And I was like, just because.
I wouldn't have given a shit if you jerked up to anyone.
No, let me hold my hand.
Aww.
I'm like, oh, because then I feel like cheating. Keep hold my hand.
I don't want to hold your hand.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You
That's
weirdo.
Fair. It's fair. It's fair. Like I said, point a picture in the yearbook, a picture I didn't jerk off to.
And Katie too.
Oh man.
Point a picture to any yearbook.
Katie didn't go to our high school, you dildo.
he took somebody else's yearbook. And found her
ladies.
picture.
Oh,
I have a box of yearbooks over there if you want to take some home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I need some new
I
material.
mean, she's always jerk material for us.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
Amy,
I've never.
how the turntable.
No, I swear to Christ, I've never.
Sure. Swear to me.
I am. I swear on my grandpa and your grandfather's grave.
Wow.
I love her to death, but no, I have not.
Bullshit.
I don't jerk off to friends like you.
You want to close out the show?
All right. Well, we're at since Amy, this is your first time here. Actually, this is a new thing too because we usually do the meme of the day, but we stopped that. So now we have song of the day.
Okay, well, there's not just one. I'm going to give you a quick list of 15 songs about masturbation, and I sent you the link if you want to put it up on the page.
Mm-hmm.
So number 15 is My Ding-a-Ling by Chuck Berry. Number 14 is Darling Nikki by Prince. Icicle by Tori Amos is 13. Orgasmatic by the Buzzcocks. If you don't think that's about masturbation, then you're not alive. Number 11 is Pictures of Lily by The Who. Number 10 is I'm a Wanker by...
You look so surprised.
Because it's so forward.
by the
All the other
win-
ones that tried to like sneak it in.
by
you
the
know,
win-
I'm a wanker.
Ivan Big Gun and the Winkers.
Okay.
I don't know who they are. I'm assuming it's a UK thing. Saint Swithin's Day by Mr. Jones Monkey.
Okay.
And there's a picture of a monkey with a dildo.
Oh my god.
Number 8, Dancing with Myself by my fucking man Billy Idol. Makes so much sense now. The Keys to Her Ferrari by Thomas Dolby.
Yeah.
He's like, yep, that's the one. Blister in the Sun by the Violent Femmes. Praying Hands by Devo. Turning Japanese by the Vapors.
Oh, that's what that song's about? Okay.
I know, right? She Bop by Cyndi Lauper.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that makes so much sense. I Touch Myself by the Divinals, obviously.
Love that fucking
Yeah.
song.
And the number 1 is...
It was really weird time when that song came out. I was just
Yeah.
like, I know what she's talking about.
It took me because it was in
I was
Austin
like,
Powers.
wait a minute.
Remember he dances to it in Austin Powers? It took me years. I'm like, oh my god, that's about actually touching yourself in a bad way.
And the number 1 song is by Elvis Costello, and it's called Pump It Up. Yeah.
Wow, they missed one. I think it's
Yeah.
called. I think it's literally called Imaginary Woman. And
Oh.
it's literally about this guy jerking it to it.
What about Lonely Boy by the Black Keys?
Possibly.
Okay, no, that's
And
fine
then,
too.
no. Bruno Mars had one too, right? The Lazy song.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
something. Yeah.
I think that one's about
There's
masturbation.
one by Robin Thicke called Brand New Jones.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's a pretty old list, but
No, I mean that's fine. I mean there's obviously more than like 15
it
songs
will
about
help you
masturbation.
guys expand your musical.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
All right, so is that everything?
Yep.
Cool. Is there anything else you guys want to add, or?
Well, let me tell you, if you sat through all this and you're like, you know what, let me hear this guy talk about video games.
Yes, please.
You could go to Polygames on youtube.com/polygames. Got a new podcast for you called the PlayStation Podcast, a podcast by the players for the players. And then lastly, I co-host a podcast called My Xbox and Me. If you want to hear about two guys definitely not jerking off.
Oh boy.
Amy, do you have any parting words?
I just hope to be back on here because I had fun tonight.
Really?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
awesome. Oh, no, you'll definitely be
Faking
back.
it.
Oh,
She's
that's
faking
awesome.
it.
I'm not faking it. I only faked once.
She's faking it, guys.
Wow.
I only faked once, and I felt bad because the face the guy made after, he looked so happy.
Oh, he was happy.
Aw.
It wasn't Jim.
Yeah,
it was someone else, and I was
Terry.
Yeah, Terry. It's Scary Terry.
Oh, bitch.
And I just pretend I, came, and I told him, and I was like, I came, and he was just like, you did? And I was like, yeah.
Aw,
He
damn.
literally
The
looked.
fuck did you make love to, Winnie the Pooh? Oh, you did?
No, like he didn't say it like that. He was just like,
Right.
you did? And I was like, yeah. And he's just like, he put the smile on his
Yeah,
face. Like
yeah.
I just told him he got an A+ on a test that he didn't study for.
Yeah.
So I was like,
But
he
he really
did
got
good.
enough.
And why did you do that now? Because you're just bored?
It went on for almost an hour and a half, and I was getting bored.
Jesus, an hour and a half?
And I was getting sweaty. And
It wasn't the same position.
No.
Oh, thank God.
I
we
got cramps.
we did doggy, we did butt, and then I licked his ass, and
Oh, boy.
Hey, all right.
I mean, that's a roller coaster of things to do, but okay.
and then like when I said I climaxed, it was missionary. So I was like, yeah, I'm just done here. I can't do
Wow,
anymore.
An hour and a half. Jesus.
I was so tired.
I mean,
And
not
That's
that I.
half of Batman v Superman. How does it
Yeah, I know, right?
it was like literally like almost like midnight, and I was like, I can't
Question.
go anymore.
Did
What?
you enjoy that more than Batman v Superman?
Why does it have to? Why you got?
It has
why
to-
you
it
always
always- Martini has to always come.
Okay,
out.
I will say this: the part that I pretended I finished, nothing was better than when Wonder Woman first appeared, because that's where I actually did climax.
All right.
Oh, Wonder Woman. That's my ringtone. I love her so much.
That's awesome.
I'm actually getting.
All right, so listeners out there, you know, we know you freaking masturbate. So, like, I mean, I don't. Well,
Don't be ashamed to jerk off.
Yeah. Don't be.
Seriously, if you're a female, do not be ashamed.
Yes,
do not
ex-
slut shame.
yeah, explore
And if
your
you
body.
slut shame, you're a piece of shit.
Explore your body. You know.
Love strippers
and
and porn stars.
And guys, I mean, I don't know. I mean, jerk off. Don't feel bad that you're not getting ass, whatever, blah blah blah.
And you should talk about it with people. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think that's
you talk
like,
about
I don't
it.
think
You
I
love yourself.
knew
I mean,
what was happening in life.
I don't know if I can. I mean,
No, I mean, like,
I don't know if
maybe
I can
not
have
for
a-
guys.
yeah.
Not for guys, but girls who are like not sure, like, talk about it with your friends. Have you ever done it? Like, and you'll be surprised who says yes and no. And if you don't know what to do, ask a friend. That sounds weird. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to
Treat
ask
yourself, as said in Parks and Rec by Tom Haverford and what the hell's Donna Regal.
No, exactly. So
Respect.
I mean, so what should we tell the listeners? I don't want to listen. Hey, tell us the time when you jerked off. I
Go
don't
jerk
need
off
that.
as soon as you're done with this podcast. Go
Yeah, do that.
dangle your
After-
meat.
And after you're done jerking off, rate this podcast 5 stars on iTunes.
Yeah.
Get it up there in the charts, like how you got it up there. You see what I did?
Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
I know
There
what
it
I'm
is.
doing tonight. Ew.
That's what I'm talking
I'll
about.
get her off the podcast.
I actually have to pee.
All right, so we're closing off right now. So please, if you want to write to us, please go to bedlovebeyond@gmail.com or go to our website, www.bedlovebeyond.com, and you'll see tons of articles that pertain to this topic. You can also give us a call or text us at 201-862-8BED. That is 201-862-8233. Or you can go to our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/bedlovebeyond. And you can follow us at bedlovebeyond on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. And that is the show. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
guys for
Joseph.
coming.
Thank you,
You
Amy,
guys
for
are
coming by.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah.
dreams do come true.
Yes, they do.
This was the best podcast I was ever on.
Yes.
And I've only been on 2.
That's awesome. All right. I'm Martini.
Still Jen.
All right. And see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye.